yeah. Oh, yeah. Got question Chase, has got the facts, talking NFL numbers, he's got your back. A little chart trend ball, man, he's got it like that. Chasing data by do champions. Chasing data applies to everyone. Chasing data, yeah, we're live today. Chasing data for always. Chasing data by do champions.
Whoops. What's up, and welcome to week 14 of our show. We're going to try to get through as many games as we can tonight, maybe all of them. Probably not the ones that are not relevant. I mean, last week we had such a good slate of games. It's going to be hard to top that. And I mean, all the games really panned out to be absolutely amazing, honestly. But enough about that. Let's just go ahead and get straight into it. Let me bring up the schedule here. So we can talk about the numbers of all these games. Let's see. Talking. Oops, here we go. All right, so first game, Thursday, we actually have another really good game to start the week off. We have the Dallas Cowboys, who are rolling right now, going up against the Detroit Lions, who are actually somewhat reeling, I guess you would say. This is pretty much an even matchup as far as record goes. 6-5-1 for the Dallas Cowboys and 7-5 for the Detroit Lions. Kincaid or Juwan Johnson? I mean, I think they're going up against Buffalo. We know that game's. Cincinnati's defense is not going to do what before. Juwan Johnson, I don't really trust what Tyler Shuck is going to do. So we'll go Kincaid. Before this game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions, it's such a great game to start the week off with. I mean, as of right now, Detroit Lions at 7-5. They are 2 games back of the division, and I mean, honestly, they're a game and they're a game and a half back of the 7th seed right now. This is a desperately needed win for them. The Cowboys, man, they could be 7-5-1, and if the Eagles win, they'd be 8-5. I mean, the Cowboys could still win the NFC. Are people getting hype over Blake Corum? I mean, he's a good back to spell Kyron Williams. I mean, we know Kyron Williams is such a workhorse, and he's not going to lose that role. But Blake Corum does give him some a different speed in that backfield. He has had a few burst runs, but with that said, I mean, we can look at what the Rams have done with their team. Let's see. Let me bring up the stats to compare the two and what the numbers say. Los Angeles Rams. So we look at Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, both averaging 4.7 yards per carry. They're both averaging points, rush yards over expected per attempt. I mean, they are pretty much the same right now. It's not like one is blowing the other one out of the water right now. EPA per attempt, 0.04, 0.01. Success rate is just about the same. So with that said, I mean, they are not really too much of a difference. I mean, Kyron Williams is more your pass-catching threat out of the backfield. A Panthers fan as yourself, I honestly wear a different shirt every week, but tonight I just have a Panther shirt on because they are a team of note right now. Packers or Bears this weekend. Looking at the schedule, so Packers. I mean, all right. So this is for first place in the division. The Packers, I think, are overall the better team. The Bears are. I think they are the New England Patriots of the NFC right now, and the fact that they're over. Look at the spread right now. The Packers are almost a full touchdown favorite right now. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to continue doing what he's been doing. Jordan Love is currently tied for the best EPA per dropback in the NFL. Positive .20 EPA per dropback. He's not turning the ball over like he has in years past. I think the Packers win this game. I think that front four, especially Micah Parsons, gets to Caleb Williams, disrupts him. At some point, he's gonna not revert back to where he was last year, but he's gonna be more like that player that he was as a rookie. Go Pack, go! Yeah, and that's where I'm leaning. I mean, I know they're touchdown favorites. I mean, but Jordan Love's just playing too well. He's averaged league highs in yards per attempt. The Chicago defense is so turnover. I don't want to say turnover dependent, but they lead the league in lead the NFL in turnovers, and they have I think three of the top four in interceptions. It's not going to continue. Jordan Love's average league highs in yards per attempt and conversion rate, 60% conversion rate and 11.1 yards per attempt when he has a clean pocket on third down. We know the Bears cannot get pressure. So if they're not getting pressure, what's going to happen? I mean, they have a league low 25% pressure rate on third down, 7.5% less than the next lowest team. Has Caleb Williams seen a defensive line like the Packers? No. I mean, has he seen the Bears played this year? Let's compare their schedule. Vikings, Lions, Cowboys, Raiders, Commanders, Saints, Ravens, Bengals, Giants, Vikings, Steelers, Eagles. No, the best one was what? The Eagles last week? And I mean, this still held their own, but the Packers is definitely the best one they've seen. And then they go back. They have three straight games against some of the top defensive lines. They have Packers, Browns, Packers. So nice, cool, nice. It's going to be a good game. This may be game of the week, even though it's a 7-point spread. Let me see. We have Eagles, Chargers on Monday Night Football. We have Chiefs, Texans, another important game. Outside of those, we have Colts, Jags, very important game for the division. Steelers, Ravens, important game for the division. And then we have this game that's pretty much a wild card game. Cowboys at Lions. One of these teams lose is going to be tough sledding going forward for them to get into the playoffs. But my choice for for the Bears Packers. I mean, I don't know about 6.5 point spread, but I do think the Packers come out with the win here. Um, I mean, we know what Tyreek Stevenson and Sean Wright has been doing, but I mean, they Stevenson and Sean Wright are currently fifth and eighth in yards allowed in coverage snaps amongst quarterbacks. Uh, no other team has two quarterbacks ranked in the top 10. So yards are there to be gotten. We know that Christian Watson has been a focal point in this offense. What are they going to do against him? I am curious to see. His target rate has been, I want to say, around like 9% higher than anyone else on the team, and it's gone up. And you had Tucker Kraft go down, so it's going to increase even more. I mean, it's just continually he is wide receiver one in this offense. If the Bears cannot get pressure on Jordan Love, I don't think there's a path to victory. We know their run game has been great. We saw what they did last week against the Eagles, put up like a season high number or yards allowed. Eagles allowed the most rush yards in a game, and they did in like the first half. But when you look at the EPA allowed per rush for the Packers, right now they are the fourth best team, fourth best rushing defense in the NFL. Rush yards per game, they're down to eighth, seventh actually. But I mean, the efficiency numbers have them at fourth. Godwin or Wilson? I think we go Chris Godwin, especially against the Saints secondary is uh, absolutely terrible. No, nothing on that team is talking about. We saw the targets for Godwin last week. He had a touchdown that hit him right in the hands, and he dropped it. What's one reason that I think the Panthers turned it around this year? That reason to me, I had to choose one reason only. It would be, this is going to sound crazy, but it's the defense, honestly, for me. Because last year, when I did their off season, I did the show in the off season about the ranked last or next to last in almost every category. An average? No. No, it's not even average, but it's hovering around 22nd to 25th in every category. And to me, that is making a huge difference. It's giving Bryce Young an ability to play well in these games. That's how he did in the last game. Um, Another thing that's given them more wins this year is the volatility of Bryce Young. Yeah, he's played terrible in some games, but he's also had games he had last weekend where he's been clutch and shown up. It has been the pass right now is currently 23rd best defense, which I mean, again, that's not great. 22nd in rush, uh, but again, that is such an improvement from where they were last year. That is such an improvement. Sacks, they gotta get somebody to next year. But yeah, I mean the defense is what's changed. Everyone picking the Cowboys Thursday. I think it's because the Lions are reeling and the Cowboys on national television on Thanksgiving and beat the likes of the Kansas City Chiefs. Also, when you look at the defense for the Cowboys, it was much maligned through the first half of the season, and it has only gotten better as of late. Look at their efficiency numbers for the Dallas Cowboys. They were like the worst or one of the bottom three pass defenses in the NFL. Through the first half of the season, they had like three of the top 15 worst DBs in the NFL. And you look at their game by game efficiency numbers for the Dallas Cowboys. Uh, okay, so they have two of their four best games in the last 3 weeks. So against the Raiders and the Eagles, they have been they've been good. Obviously Patrick Mahomes holding him down is not going to be an easy task, but they've looked better. The offense looks great, especially with George Pickens being there. So I mean, I think I want to pick. I think it's they're 3-point dogs this week in Detroit. I mean, I think I may be picking the Cowboys for this game. I dropped Kincaid for Waller. After Waller had those first two outstanding weeks, after that it has just been uh not not. Looking at his log right now. I mean, last week he had 2 for 47. I think we still go Kincaid. I just trust Waller in that offense. I think it was more fluke what he did those weeks. Because I mean, in 5 games, he only had 15 targets in 5 games. That's 2 targets per game. No idea. Thinking the key is getting a true wide receiver for Bryce. Yeah, are you saying they need one, or are you saying Tit is that true wide receiver? I believe Tit is true wide receiver. I mean, I think Bryce has the highest ceiling. His height limits him. See how much he is going around in that pocket to try to go over the offensive lineman. But he's been better this year. Positive there. He's had higher highs, I would say, this year. So another key game this week: Steelers at Ravens. And just note that Aaron Rodgers turned 42 years old. Ravens are 6-point favorites in this game. I mean, honestly, they should be 7-5. I mean, win this game if they want to win the division. Um, the a lot to do with if the Ravens can make the tackles after Aaron Rodgers completes a 1 yard pass. Aaron Rodgers has, I think, out of like 700 qualifying seasons of a quarterback, has the next to lowest percentage of his yards coming before the catch. Like ADOT is the lowest in the league, average depth of target, lowest in the league. He has not. Let me see what his number is. Qualified passer, air yards per attempt. That, and he is last behind the likes of Dylan Gabriel. So out of 33 qualifying quarterbacks, he is last at 5.8 air yards per attempt. You know who's number one? Marcus Mariota, as Chris Collinsworth would say. 9.6. Sam Darnold's number two, Lamar Jackson number three. Um, so there is a 4 yard difference between first and last. But look at this Ravens defense. I think Marlon third worst quarterback based on efficiency rating. So yards after the catch. Who is allowing the most yards after the catch? Over the Ravens rank. The Ravens are actually the sixth best. They've only allowed 75 yards after the catch over expected compared to the first place team, Bengals 476. So with that said, I mean this actually bodes well for the Baltimore defense. You look at the Baltimore run G. As far as efficiency ratings go, they're not the Buffalo Bills, that's for sure. The Baltimore run D is currently 11th best in the league. So you take away their ability to create after the catch, you take away the run game, what's left for this season? Defense is god awful in um, Pittsburgh. They are currently, by their standards, they are 20th. That is not ideal for them. The pass D is 15th. The run D is more of a problem. We may see a big game from Derrick Henry in this one. Cowboys beat the Lions. Yes, I agree. The next game of note, we have number one pick battle between. The Browns are 4.5 point favorites over Tennessee. I'm not talk about that much. What has Shador done? You look at the advanced numbers. Let's bring them up here. So minus 0.79 EPA per dropback, which would be one of the worst games all season by a quarterback. A minus zero point 0.2 and a minus 0.29. Let's see if he qualifies yet for the season passing leader. So, like I said, he had a minus 0.79, a minus 0.2, and minus 0.29. Cam Ward is the last at minus 0.27. So if Shador was ranked, he would be probably next to last or last overall based on his EPA per dropback, which is the efficiency numbers. Going back to what he's done in those 3 games, how many sacks? He's only taken 6 sacks, which is not terrible. Deepest throw. That's not his air yards per target. It dropped back down in this last game versus the 49ers. 6.6, which is on the lower end. I mean, he did have an 8.9 and an 8. So, I mean, that's actually ideal. Better than what he did, or what we assumed he would do. Completion percentage over expected is right around 0 in all the games. So, room for improvement. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Pick two, ETN, Derrick Henry, or RJ Harvey. So, ETN is going up against the Colts. Derrick Henry is going up against the Steelers. We just talked about the run D being more of a problem. And RJ Harvey is going up against the Raiders, who are absolutely god awful. The Broncos will probably be up early in that game. They're 7.5 point favorites. Could be a lot of run. No J.K. Dobbins. I think we go Harvey and Henry. Really not too much of a choice. ETN is a third. Next game of note, Colts at Jags. So you have the Colts 8-4, the Jags 8-4, and the Texans at 7-5. So one game separates these 3 teams. So Texans win, one of these teams lose. We're gonna have a 9-5, a 9-4, 8-5, 8-5. this division is truly just up in the air going forward. Texans have the best defense in the NFL, in my opinion. They are just absolutely amazing in all aspects, all parts of that defense. When you look at the Colts and the Jags, where can this game be won by either Colts are number one rushing team? Whenever the Jags stopped getting turnovers on defense, the defense fell off slightly. Uh, the Colts are number one rushing under center, number one rushing inside the tackles, which is more of a problem for the Jags defense. The Jags are in the bottom third of the league when they're defending against the ones inside. Um, a lot has fallen off with Daniel Jones with the injury that he's had, so he's been worse as of late. We all know. Working the Jags win this game, Trevor Lawrence being competent, Brian Thomas Jr. showing anything. When you look at Daniel Jones and what he's done as of late compared to those early season numbers, when you look at his game log and what the numbers are saying, in the first weeks of the season, he had a positive EPA in every game, lowest one being a positive .16. The last 4 games, been all 4 games. That game against the Steelers was his worst, 31 50, 3 interceptions. Trevor's going to lose in this game. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, he is not the quarterback of the future. I think it's pretty evident there. Currently, right now, Trevor Lawrence is ranked 27th out of 33 quarterbacks in efficiency rating, CPA per dropback. I mean, he is now in his 5th season, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. This is his worst season. That's what second worst. Sorry, second worst season as far as passer rating goes. As far as EPA per dropback, this is his next to worst season. I mean, there's just not been any improvement. I mean, what do you want to blame it on? He has weapons around him. The offensive line is good enough to alleviate issues for him to. Yeah, no, he's making top 5 QB money. Advice for my 10-minute presentation on living in a simulation. But with Trevor Lawrence, he is not the quarterback of the future. Where do they go next year? I don't know. Is it a competition? Do they take someone on like day 3 in the draft? They don't have a first round pick to trade that away for Travis Hunter. The defense is much improved, but yeah, I don't know. Tyler, appreciate the follow. But yeah, I think start 2 of these 3: Smitty, Jacoby, Myers, or Christian Watson. Christian Watson for sure. The Eagles are going up against the Chargers. I think Jalen Hurts is more volatile and past games. I want to go to Jacoby Myers. He's been solid with Trevor Lawrence, even though I just talking down about Trevor Lawrence. He looks like he's been wide receiver of late, even with Brian Thomas Jr. back. Watson, Bucky, or Chase Brown at the flex. Okay, so Watson, Bucky, or Chase Brown at the flex. Probably Chase Brown. Buffalo has the 4th worst rush defense in the NFL. Um, Chase Brown has been great as of late. Waiver wire defensive options. Give me like the top 4 on my pick one. Which 4 do you have available? And probably give him some competition. Yeah, I think so. Appreciate the follow as well. Um, it's crazy what I would be curious to see what Mac Jones could do in this offense under Liam Cohen. He did not look great last year, but we saw what he's doing this entire season, being as good, if not better, than Brock Purdy in San Francisco. So the right system will change the outcome. But Trevor Lawrence is going to underperform, being as highly touted as he was coming out of Clemson. We appreciate the follow. Nice shirt. Appreciate it. Switch it up every week. Panthers are a team of note for week 14. They are come up. They still have a chance, relatively good chance in NFC South. Next game of note. So that was the Colts and the Jags. I think the Colts win that one. Next game of relevance is honestly the Bengals and the Buffalo. Buffalo has to win this. Not win them, but they need to right the ship. Buffalo's 6-point favorite, but if the defense plays like they did last week with the Bengals, this is going to be a game. We already talked about the Bears and the Packers. I think the Packers won that one. They're currently 6-point favorites. Big game Sunday night, man. We got Thursday night football is good. Lions, Cowboys. Sunday night football is good. Texans and the Chiefs. Chiefs lose this game. They're going to be close to having to run the table in order for them to make the playoffs. At 6-7, you're not out, obviously, but okay, we know what the defense. Texans have the best defense in the NFL. The Chiefs, if they lose this game, they're currently 3.5-point favorites. CJ Stroud's just got to play better, man. I mean, Davis Mills has been more serviceable than CJ Stroud. So Kansas City, if they go 6-7, they then have the Chargers who are playing to make the playoffs. The Titans, they'll win that one. Okay, so they have Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders. I mean, going 4-0 in that. I mean, they have Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, Raiders for the last 5 games. Going 4-1 and finishing 10-7 is going to be a tall task. Yes, Nero. Texas defense is special. I made during the offseason, I made an argument that they would be the top defense because they were just good. I mean, their weakness, you had to choose a weakness, is the linebackers. Yeah, that Titans team is special, right? The Texans, you had to pick a spot of weakness. It would be the linebacker position, but I mean, the linebackers are average at worst. I mean, and they're alleviated so much by what their front four does between the likes of Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., who have constantly been in the top 5 in sack numbers all season. You have Derek Stingley Jr., Jalen Petrie, uh, Kamari Lassiter. Secondary. But the Texans allowing the fewest yards per game. You look at EPA per play, they're number one. When you look at EPA per pass, they're number one. When you look at EPA per rush, they are number 10, surprisingly. Number 10. That's that linebacker coming in. But, I mean, quarterback pressure rate, stagnant. Surprisingly, their stack numbers are lower than what you would expect. 6. But, I mean, they're still the number one defense. I mean, they just smother everything. Um, look at the Texans in their season. They gave up 14 points to the Rams, 20 to the Bucks, 0 to the Titans, and to the Ravens. They gave up 27 to the Seahawks. But I mean, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games where they have allowed fewer than 20 points, which is ridiculous. All pro Stingley, yeah, obviously. So good. They're all around us. I think the Texans win this game. I do think the Texans pull out the victory. I mean, I think we are um, assuming the Chiefs win just because we assume that they have to make the playoffs. But like I said, they're 6-6. They go 6-7. It's going to be tough sledding. They definitely have to win out. I think they have to go 4-1. Finish the season 10-7, 9-8. Probably not going to make it in the AFC. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a great Sunday night football game at Arrowhead. I feel like it's never been the defense. It's always the O-line and wide receivers that need help. For the Texans, yeah. Score prediction for Bills and Bengals. So currently, the Bills are point favorites, 5.5. Over under 52.5, which is probably about right. The Bills defense is not really worse. Burrow's back, obviously. I say final score. I think Joe Burrow goes into Buffalo and wins this. Josh Allen's been turning over the ball too frequently. And with that said, I think this could be like a 30, I say 30 to 27 Bengals. I think it's very high scoring. Right? They win it. 80 Mitchell, Brian Thomas Jr. 80 Mitchell, Brian Thomas Jr. is falling off the cliff. He started the season like the first third of the season being had the lowest catch rate over expected. It was negative numbers and it hasn't improved. Bills win 42-35. Also possible. I think it's going to be a close game either way. Uh, Neal or Swift? Swift. I mean, we see what this Bears run defense is doing. I know it's going up against the Packers. It's in Lambeau. We may see a lot of the run game, especially in that weather. I don't know if the weather is going to be. What's just off in my head? But we only won one game. Caleb's playing better, but this is a run first. I do believe in this situation. I think we go DeAndre Swift. Plus, also don't trust Neal and the Saints. Uh, appreciate that, Chase. Um, Mitchell or John Mechie? I think we go Mitchell. I think he has something to prove and has been playing better as of late in New York, which is something I never thought I would say. Do I drop Ricky Pearsall or Shaheed? I think Shaheed. Pearsall, I'm actually, I don't know. I think I go Pearsall. Rashid Shaheed is higher on the depth chart. I think in Seattle has a better chance of bouncing back. Yeah, I think I dropped. Yeah. Uh, do I? I think I have to go agree with you, Zero. Ohio State. Stafford or Mahomes for this week? We have Stafford going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Probably going to be a high scoring game. Mahomes is going up against the Texans, so it's an easy choice. Matthew Stafford. Gadsden, Ertz, or Schultz? Gadsden going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Ertz going up against the Los Angeles Rams, and Schultz going up against the Chiefs. I think we go, assuming Justin Herbert plays, we go Gadsden. All right, I think that's it for tonight. If you have any more fantasy questions, shoot me a DM. I don't mind answering them. If you don't, if you haven't, if you aren't following already, go ahead and hit that follow button. Really appreciate it. But I mean, I think so with these big games this week. To recap my picks, I think Dallas beats Detroit in Detroit. Ravens better win against the Steelers. The Colts beat the Jags. Uh, I think Cincy beats Buffalo. I think the Packers beat the Bears. The Texans beat the Chiefs. And the Chargers, assuming Justin Herbert plays, beats the Eagles. We'll see if that holds. If it does, we will talk more about that later. Try to be back on later this week to get more insight on these games. But thanks for everybody stopping by. See you next time.